And welcome to our Week 3 Insider Report with Orange head coach Dino Babers. And Coach, would like to go beyond that top layer. It was a blowout win against Wagner, as was hoped for a week ago in this space. 62-10, the final in that one, and really a comprehensive, thorough win. But your job is to go a little deeper than that. Tell me what you thought of your film review and after you had a little time to analyze the outcome.
They played extremely well. The kids played extremely well offensively. I thought it was an extremely complete game, running game and the passing game. And then when you come back with how the defense played, we had the one mishap where the young man got the long run down, and they threw the play action, scored a touchdown. Outside of that, they really had the game under control, and I can't say enough about the special teams. I really think we've been playing outstanding special teams for the first two games, and we really need that to continue to be that way if we're going to have the type of season that we're hoping for.
So much of Wagner's offensive production came on back-to-back plays, and the one you're alluding to, two defenders collide, a missed tackle there. Is that something you write off as, hey, that's a fluky deal, or do you feel like you have concerns that might be exposed when you start playing teams with better athletes?
You know, it's a little bit of a happening, but it's also, there's some things we can correct. I thought both the defenders came in a little bit too low. They need to be in a better tackling position, not only for safety reasons, that's just so they can see what they're going to hit. And I think if we can get that correction, we might have been able to eliminate that play. The touchdown play was bad eyes versus man-to-man. Some guys a little bit too close to the line of scrimmage. They need to back up a little bit so they can see exactly what's going on. But I thought it was a very, very good game by the defense.
You alluded to special teams. Hard to ignore the production you've gotten out of that unit. Really, in every time they take the field in every facet. It was the first punt block touchdown in this program in 10 years. You had quality return game. You're fined there at kicker, Andre Schmidt, a guy that we didn't even know was going to be a factor at all a day before the season started, and he's been rock solid.
You know, I was talking to the team. First of all, special teams is something that's really, really special to me. I've been that guy, the special teams coordinator. It's a very difficult job, and you really don't get the kudos that you should get. So Justin Lustig is doing a fantastic job. Sean Riley has blocked his second kick since I've been here. And when you start filling out the plane for an away game, the first thing you start with is a guy that can block kicks. So Sean Riley is the first name on the travel list all the time, and you're always looking for the next guy that can block kicks without running into a kicker. They can give your team an opportunity to win. But I think the special teams have been really special.
Sean Riley, I guess, is your smallest regular player. He caught a deflected pass meant for Jamal Custis early in the game for a touchdown. Then those two kicks, does that help him? He's low to the ground and gets around people.
I think it's an advantage to be a little bit shorter than everybody else when you're Sean Riley. I think there's a place for short guys in the world of Giants on a football field if you're quick and you have a fantastic football IQ.
Okay, ACC opener this week. Florida State comes in with a 1-1 record. They've already played a conference game, losing at home in week 1 against Virginia Tech. What changes for you, your staff, your team this week?
The big thing is the talent level. These guys are a bunch of 5 stars. Coach Taggart is a fantastic coach. He's been at Oregon. He's been at the University of South Florida. He's already been to the Dome and with a win in his hat, underneath his hat. So he knows what he's coming up to. He's going to have that team prepared, and it's going to be a really challenging task. We really haven't beaten these guys a lot, and we're going to have to see how we're going to do.
Taggart's offense has averaged 37 points per game when he was at the University of South Florida, carried that to a 7-5 record last year at Oregon, and now back to FSU. So you know a little bit of his background, even if it's another school. Same with their defense, and Harlan Barnett coming from Michigan State.
Yeah, I know a lot about Michigan State. I've seen those guys. They play fantastic defense. The University of Pittsburgh with Naduzzi plays the same style of defense. So we're familiar with it, and it's a very, very sound defense, and we've seen it play extremely well, and he's got some of the best athletes in the country lining up in play. So we expect those guys to be a lot better.
Sure. Last thing this week, I know you're hoping for a big crowd when the Orange take on FSU Saturday in the Dome at noon. Among the people in the crowd will be players back from the 96, 7, and 8, 3 straight Big East championships under Paul Pasqualoni, Donovan McNabb, Rob Conrad, to Bucky Jones, those kinds of guys, really good players. A lot of pro players on the team then. How do you use their presence, their returning, to motivate your team?
Well, I think it's more like their expectations. Those guys have got a lot of wins and they don't get a lot of losses. And to have those greats walking around and just mingling with your team and being on the sideline is enough. There's a lot of NFL players there. There's a lot of guys that are aspiring to be guys like that. But it also means that there's a lot of football players. I look at it like a lot of guys coming back with a lot of Syracuse degrees that are doing a lot of great things on the football field and off the football field as always. All orange, all in the family, and hopefully it can be a nice family reunion when it's all said and done.
Sure, a lot of the Lettermen getting together on Thursday night, Friday through the weekend as well. Should be a great weekend. ACC football at the end of it, certainly the centerpiece. Coach, best of luck.
Thank you, Ben.
Orange head coach Dino Babers get his comments on each game every week right here.